Hello, parents. I'm Mr. Howard Yu, former HOD Science and former PSLE Science Marker, and also the author of the P5 PSLE Science Manual. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a very important 2024 PSLE Science Intensive Training. So, I've been conducting these courses as early as 2015, and all the years have been well received. So this year, I've extended it to a 3-day science booster class instead of a 2-day course to make it more comprehensive. So this is the important details that you should take note. There are 3 runs for such 3 days training program as stated. You can screenshot this or take a photograph of this. And very importantly, I've limited each class to a maximum of 9 students to make it more effective. There are learning centers, there are more than maybe perhaps 12 to 15 students. And I assure you that this is very affordable compared to comparable science learning centers in the vicinity. So this is the AL scores that parents should be familiar with. So I'm confident that if your child enroll in this course, definitely they will improve by at least 1 AL. In fact, over the last 3 years, most of my students improved from AL5 to AL3. And these are the students, or these were the students who came for this 2-day or 3-day science intensive over the last 3 to 5 years. And even there were past records that students improved from AL5 to AL2 is possible. And this is the AL range from AL1 to AL8 that parents should be familiar with. The lower the AL score, the better the marks. So I believe that most parents hope their children will score from AL3 to AL1 in order to secure a relatively good secondary school. So this is what will happen during the 3-day science intensive program. After every 50 minutes, they will take a 10 minutes break. And they will have a 55 minutes lunch break from about 11:30 a.m. to about 12:25. So I'll bring the student to a cafe nearby where I also train them to use some of the life skills in ordering food. So this is very conducive training and they can make new friends during this lunch break over the 3 days. So in fact, many students, when they fill out the evaluation form, they value the lunchtime fellowship. And these are very good testimonies over the past years. And I published this so-called a green book that have helped many students in the past, both my current student as well as students who come for the science intensive training. And some of them, they did mail order for this book, which is actually very good for current P5 and P6 students because it focuses on answering open-ended questions. And these were some of the testimony over the past years printed at the back page of the book, where actually every student in this course, they will get a copy of this book, which I promised them if they spend 12 hours, they can master many important concepts. They'll be tested in P5 as well in PSLE. So these are some of the recent testimonial. These 2 students, I received their commendation from their mother recently. And also, as I mentioned, improvement by 1 AL is confirmed. Most students, they improve from AL5 to AL3. And also AL5 to AL2 is possible. So you may ask yourself, why students under my training can achieve this record? So basically, I have these 2 important questions that you must understand. Because up to 65% of the content tested in PSLE are actually from P3 to P5 science content, which your child have learned maybe 1 to 3 years ago and may have forgotten. And also, most students, they actually need a good teacher or coach to help them to recall the concepts they have learned from P3 to P5 and also to connect them to complex topic integrated applicational open-ended questions in PSLE. Okay, what do I mean by topic integrated application questions? If you see or analyze the recent PSLE Science question Section B, these questions, they have part A, part B, part C. So normally, for example, in these heat questions, as you know that heat topic is a P4 topic. So perhaps they ask in the part A for knowledge. Part B is to apply the concepts, or maybe they need to interpret a graph. And then part C may be deal with the adaptations of animals, for example, how to reduce heat loss or heat gain. So this is what I meant by topic integrated applicational questions. And definitely, I'm very confident and I'm such a good teacher and coach that can help your child to revise all these important topics. Just remember these two questions. Number one, 65% of the content tested in PSLE are from P3 to P5. So perhaps your child will be weak or maybe weak in the P4 heat topic or the matter topic, or perhaps P5 in the water cycle topic. So you see the weaknesses in P4 and P5 topics will actually eventually affect the performance of the PSLE Science open-ended questions when they attempt it, be it the prelim or the actual PSLE Science paper. So for me, I'm a very passionate coach. In fact, I've marked the PSLE Science paper 3 consecutive years, and I also published this book, which I've just showcased to you to help many students over the past years. So next important is very important. Come to experience this strategic PSLE training at affordable price. And do contact me at this number, 8268-5299. I'd like to showcase to you what I meant by topic integrated. As you can see, these are generally the P3 topics that your child have learned perhaps 3 years ago, if your child is taking PSLE this year. And these are the P4 topic. And I'd like to highlight to you, heat topic is tested about 10% in PSLE. And also this topic in P5, one of the very important one is the water cycle, also about 8 to 10%. And in P6 topic, forces and conversion of energy. So as I mentioned, some of the topics in heat topic can be integrated with also water cycle. For example, one of the factors that affect the rate of evaporation is the temperature of the surrounding. So that involves heat. And that also involves one topic called adaptation. For example, animals with certain body structural adaptations can help the animals to reduce heat loss. For example, the polar bear, they have thick fur, which actually traps air. This will reduce their heat loss to the cold or colder environment which they are living in. So these are topic integrated applicational questions. And also for PSLE, pupils are expected to know and integrate all the P3 to P6 topics being taught over the P3, P4, P5, and P6 years. So over these 4 years, they need to be integrating these topics which they have learned. And similarly for P5 students, therefore this training also will benefit students who are P5, because similarly in the P5 SA2, all P3 to P5 topics will be tested. And these are the training resources, because parents ask me what are the training resources I use. You can screenshot this. Basically, those students who participate in my training, they'll receive my training manual and also enhanced version of top schools exam paper. I've modified some of these past year exam paper and added additional questions to test the capability of your child, and also selected assessment book and challenging question. And of course, my personalized One Academy YouTube channel, you can actually go inside and take a look, like, and subscribe. Currently, I have about 675 subscribers with more than 700 videos. So these are my training resources. And I personally believe that no pupil is too difficult to coach for science. And I'm using this very unique SEAL concept to train my student, or SEAL methodology, scientific experiential applicational learning. So what is HOT? HOT is actually higher order thinking questions, HOT questions. So this is one example of a diagram which I drew to show students this is a very good P5, P6 open-ended questions which integrate different topics of electrical circuits together, and also the different types of topics they have learned in the past years. And more importantly, as I mentioned here, more than 70% of P3 to P6 pupils they actually have difficulty in giving accurate scientific answers to open-ended questions. And this is the focus I'm helping your child. I'm helping them to master the skills in answering open-ended questions with my SEAL training. So this is my personal belief. No pupil is too difficult to coach for science. Indeed, over the past years, there are students who did not do well after the SA1 because in previous year, they do have SA1 for all the schools in Singapore. And now they're converted the SA1 to WA1, WA2, which I believe is not as rigorous testing as parents would like, because they would not like to receive a shock that the child did very well in WA1 and eventually score AL5 for science prelim. So this is my personal belief, because over the years, I helped students who came in after the SA1 and they were scoring AL5. So they follow my training, and I'm very glad that I helped them to achieve improvement at least by 2 AL grades. If they come in at AL5, they will expect to get AL3 in a prelim or the actual PSLE Science. And this is actually one very good example. This child came in 21-7, and actually it's two of them because they are both twins. And they jumped from prelim D to an A grade back in 2017. And this is more recent, just last year. This child actually came in perhaps around the period of March. And the mother actually was quite hesitant at first because she believed that this particular learning center is giving very good training because the fees were very high. And I explained to her that I kept my class size small, and I'm experienced MOE teacher, experienced PSLE Science Marker. So eventually the parent decided to drop their tuition in this center. And this is what the parent texted me immediately after the day where the PSLE result was released, 22nd November 2023, which is last year. So, and they made this statement over here. And I'm very glad they make the right choice in switching to one academy. And these are actually very good. This course, the Master Science class, is actually very ideal for NSG participant champions and school leaders. Why? Because all this group of students, they will miss lesson by either participating in the school competitions or in some concerts or hosting VIPs in a school. So if you can see here, this girl is as tall as me. She's actually a short put champion back about 4 years ago. And this young lady, she was actually one of the school leaders, and she topped the class in the prelim result. She's the head prefect of this school, and she did very well. And I also help students in DSA preparation for the School of Science and Technology, SST. So as I mentioned here, science coaching is my passion. I'm very happy to see significant improvement made by my students through their diligence in my SEAL training. And actually the real test comes when they must apply their skills in the battlefield of the examinations and in life application. So this is my credential. I have even trained teachers in the teachers conference back in 2018 before COVID, and also the editor for the Singapore Lower Primary Science flashcard. And I'm very happy because I have brought many students as a science coordinator to experience experiential learning in the Singapore Science Centre, Singapore Zoological Gardens, and back then the Jurong Bird Park. So teaching science is my passion. And once again, this is actually my weekly training schedule. You can snapshot this and consider weekly training to further enhance your child's learning experience with one academy. So once again, this is a summary of my credential. You can snapshot this. And also, I do offer online science coaching for students staying perhaps quite far away from Beauty World. There's actually an online training on every Wednesday, as you can see here. Wednesday, I do conduct online by Mr. Howard Yu. On site is by an experienced teacher, Miss Sharon. So I also have a P5 online on Saturday afternoon. So do take note of the timing. And once again, like to ensure you that those students who come for my training, they will definitely experience the grade jump by at least one AL grade. If you join earlier, in fact, many students who are scoring AL5, AL6, they will see the most significant improvement. So this is the head count, and today is the 26th or 27th April, because I'll be broadcasting this tonight and also on Saturday to let the parents to seize opportunity. Why you must seize the opportunity? Because this year, remember, is a year of the dragon. They are expected to be about 40,000 P6 students taking the 2024 PSLE Science examinations. And for my training, I can only accommodate a maximum of 9 times 3, 27 students. So out of these 40,000 students taking PSLE Science this year, I only have 27 seats. And these are the remaining seats left. And I'm very happy to announce that this year, I specially extended the 2-day course to a 3-day training program. So this is my booking hotline. To take note and contact me as soon as possible by WhatsApp. So I'm sleeping soon because I like to showcase to you before I sleep and broadcast this over the social media. My learning center is located at the Beauty World Center, and it is just a 1-minute walk from the very convenient Blue Line, Beauty World MRT station. So I wish your child happy or holistic education with One Academy. So I'm very happy once again to share with you the joy of teaching students. So once again, I invite you to join me in my 2024 PSLE Science Intensive Training in One Academy. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless. Cheers.